So today's video is from the Trails End apiary. I'm going to get out and inspect those hives, see how they're doing in this dearth. Don't think you can see behind me because it's all bleached out, but it's dry out here. But before we go to today's video, I wanted to let you know what's in the works, what's coming up. So I know some of my viewers are like me, either practicing with or interested in Layens hives. So I'm going to show how to build your own Layens hive from dimensional lumber. By the way, I'm out of breath because I'm at the end, not the beginning of the inspection. I'm going to do a little editing to put this at the front. So I'm going to do an episode or possibly a series of episodes on constructing your own Layens hive. I'm going to do one on the differences between the various hive types. This is my buddy Rick. He's the landlord here. He's hosting our bees at Trails End. Occasionally I get him in the suit and out at the hives with me. Not today though.
Nope, doing drywall today.
All right, thanks Rick. So we're also going to, that's one other thing that's in the works. I need to do a video to show all that's going on here at Trails End, all that he's doing. It's basically like a semi-permanent Renaissance fair sort of experience, only on weekends and only occasionally on weekends. But it's a set of buddies that come out to do Ren fair-like activities on a regular basis. But I'll let him tell you more about that later. Constructing your own Layens hive, a comparison of different hive types for backyard beekeepers or hobbyist beekeepers, and possibly a comparison showing the build of a comfort hive and the strengths and weaknesses of those. So subscribe and click notifications so you get my videos when I publish them, and we'll see you next is the inspections, and then we'll see you next time. All right, we're at the Trails End hives for a summer dearth inspection. I have here an unlit smoker. I'm not going to use smoke because as I look around, fire could be easily caused by accident and could be quite devastating. And I also have a bee brush. I'm really only going to I'm going to use those two if I need to get the bees off of frames as I close things back up. So we're hard in dearth. My other hives are in the city where there are watered gardens and businesses and homes that have some things that the bees can get by on. But out here, it's pretty much what you see is what you get, and what I see is brown. So we're going to check to make sure that they have the resources that they need. We gave this hive one frame of honey from one of the others for exactly that reason, that they were new. They were from a swarm trap in a brand new hive, and so I gave them a bit of comb with honey on it to try to get them off to a good start. We'll see how it's lasted. So this frame was just a header strip of foundation, and they're drawing it out nicely on both sides. I'm just going to set this down to be out of the way. Oh, by the way, this is the Bolger hive. And this was another frame with header that they're climbing on, but they're not really drawing it out much yet. Population looks surprisingly high here. I really wasn't expecting there to be this many bees because it was so new. All right, I see a larva of a small hive beetle, dead larva. So what I'm looking for here is what's their population doing is their queen working, although probably at a reduced rate because of the dearth? Do they have enough food? Not necessarily for winter, but to survive a few weeks until hopefully we get some rain. Now this was a frame harvested from another hive and given back to them, and they've kind of smoothed it out along the edges, but they haven't started to seriously work comb on it yet. I'm moving quite slow and methodically, especially because I intend to not use the smoker if I can at all avoid it. The propolis that they make is, and this is probably based on the location we're in, but it's much lighter in color than what I've observed before. All right, so we were saying previously, let's see, let's number from this end. This is arbitrary. Normally I number from the entrance, but both of the entrances are center located there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be 11. 12 was the one that was rounded out, and 13 was the one that they had somewhat drawn, and 14 was the one that they hadn't touched, the foundation header. All right. So this, I think, was the one I gave them from another hive. And it's still got honey on it. On one side, it looks like they've opened some up and started to consume it, but on the other side, it's all enclosed. So, all capped, I should say. So they have enough food for survival right now. Over the next few weeks, I'll have to evaluate, are they going into that deeply? Is it leaving them enough for winter? And I'll try to make those evaluations in a few weeks. Okay, I see some capped brood. I see some nectar, which means that they seem to be finding something. We also, there's a pond, or what Texas ranchers would call a stock tank, nearby. Before I leave, I'll make sure what we're seeing there. So I'm looking for eggs, and I see them. Yep, we have eggs here. So I don't need to go any further. I've confirmed food. I have not seen signs of an overwhelming number of pests. So we'll just button this one back up and leave these girls alone. Now I'm going to be trying one of the YouTube video content producers that I know of that also does Layens hives showed me this trick, that what I've been doing previously is, if I wanted to get bees out from between frames, I'd have to use the smoke kind of heavy. But he says if you just line them up from the top, you can slide them down, and then the bees won't stay. They won't stay in the gap that I need to get them clear of. And that worked here, so I didn't have to. I brought the smoker because my second trick is that in some cases, um, you can just take a puff from a previously lit smoker, and just the smell of the smoke will cause them to move. All right. So they seem to be doing okay. I'm sure they're not liking the circumstances right now. I don't either. But I'm not worried about their survival. All right. Now I will adjust the camera view and we will look at the Proudfoot hive. Now, way down at the entrance, maybe you can see, we've got spider web. You can probably easily see 4 or 5 or 6 leaves caught in the web. What you may not see as easily is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 honeybees caught in the web. And in general, I tend not to object too much if a spider makes a meal of an occasional bee, but I don't see the spider around right now. And there's a bunch of dead bees here, and the web is right in their flight path. So I'm just going to tear that down a little bit so that no other bees are caught going through it. There we go. Take the lid off. On the top, I don't see any signs of any problems. There's a small number of bees in here in the empty space. I've got the divider board in place. Lots of bees on that side. And a few of them are starting to draw some comb right there on the divider board, so I'm just going to take that wax away. Now in this hive we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Frame 9 just has a foundation header, and they've not done anything with it at this point. Frame 8 has a new dead hive beetle, and it has a little median stick to give them guidance for starting comb. They've not built anything on it either. Looks like we may have some cross combing in these next few frames. All right. Frame 7 did have some cross combing. It's got this little bit here and a little bit there, and since I've torn open some comb, I'm going to have to move quickly now because I don't want to cause robbing. Frame 6 also has a little bit of cross combing. It has abundant honey. All right, that is all honey. Don't need to see anything more of that. And I've already satisfied myself about the abundance of food. Now we had some comb collapse in this one. There's one section of frame that's down on the floor. And we've got some cross combing here too. I'm not going to try to retrieve that at this point, the part that fell away. This lid does have insulation in it. I may go ahead and try to retrieve that comb. I thought I might see some brood here. I do see some brood on this side and some eggs and abundant honey and nectar anyway. Now the problem is that comb that is fallen was resting on the base of this one, and so now I kind of need to reach in and get that out, I think. Or maybe just readjust it. I think maybe I can put that. No, it's too thick and poorly shapen to hope that it would lay flat there. Ouch. So as I walked away, you might have heard me say ouch. I got into some, what do they call it, beggar's lice. It's a type of weed that makes little scratchy seeds that cling like Velcro. Oh, phooey. All right, that's a nice comb of honey that just broke off. So I'm going to put it in the open section so that they can rob it out, but hopefully nobody else, none of the other hives will be enticed to it. Okay, so now I've got all the fallen comb out of the floor, and I've seen what I need to see. And so I'm just going to reassemble these. Okay, once again, I got them all put away without disrupting the hive too much. There's a little bit of honey on the bottom and a section of comb on the bottom that they can clean up, but mostly they're going to be just fine. I'm going to make sure that this is elevated just enough so that they can get under it. See a hive beetle. Just, there's one. Not many, not anything to be worried about at this point. Oh, these bees would like to go back inside. Now I've got to figure out Where did I put them? I need to get around to numbering these hives soon. It was probably the first one that had significant development on it, and that's what it was. Nope, it wasn't. It was in between these two. There we go. All right, so now we'll put this back on. And the Proudfoot hive is also looking good. I'm going to come back for these wax scraps before I go. For now, we're going to turn our attention over to these hives. So here we have brandybuck. I saw activity at all of these. This one looks like activity is kind of low. Brandybuck is one I still need to put an entrance disc on. They've got insulation. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hives. There's 7 frames. Nothing really going on there. On frame 6, there was some development, but it just does not look recent. It's cross-combing, at least at one point. They do have a little bit of honey reserves. Frame 5. Oh, each of these frames does have support so far. Plenty of honey there. This is where that cross-combing was, right there. And in fact, I should probably remove this frame right here, or this comb right here. That's just going to make it sticky. See if I can cut it loose. I'm going to, as I did with the last colony, I'm going to feed that back to them, but do it in the empty space so that other bees don't have ready access to become robbers. And hopefully that will discourage them from drawing comb the same way next time. Now this one, frame 4, looks like it also has at least some cross combing. Okay. I think I remember knowing about this, but we've got some double layering. Still lots of honey. Lots of honey on that side. This will be one. I think I'm going to move this to the end so that when it comes time to evaluate for harvest. I've got my eye on this one to take it out so that we can have them do straighter comb next time. All right, and here we get to brood. And I see enough of it. The reason I checked for eggs on those other ones because I wasn't seeing a lot of what looked like fresh brood. This one does look like fresh brood. So I'm going to just put this back together. They've got enough food right now. They've got some robbing they can do in the empty section. I need to trim that divider board down. I think I've said that more than once. All right. But I think they are set. That's brandybuck. They've got brood. They've got nectar. Don't know what they're doing for pollen or for protein. But I'm not in a position to feed these bees because I live too far away to make the regular visits that feeding requires. All right, this hive is took. Top has insulation. Need to trim another divider board and to cut some cross combing off. Well, we have had some we've had some comb collapse in the bottom. I'm going to take, we do see some hive beetles. This was not them so much building comb on the divider board as connecting the fallen comb to the divider board because it was laid out horizontally. And they've already gone through those that fallen comb and relocated the honey or consumed it. So I'm just going to remove the wax. Hearing a little bit of a roar from them. They're not too happy with me, but they're not flying out to find me either. All right, nice frame of honey and some double layering that they're doing back here. I think I'm going to cut off that extra comb This year has been a bit of an experiment with the various ways to go foundationless. And it seems to me at this point that some of the approaches, instead of seeing a center line that they can draw comb down from, they sometimes see it as a barrier, meaning that there's the wall and I can draw a comb on one side of the wall and a different one on the other side of the wall. So I may go back to some form of foundation for that. All right, so what I have not seen here yet is brood. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 6, frame 6 here. Oh wait, I might have lost track of where I was. All right. Frame 6 has a lot of honey. It's a nice white recent comb. All right. I am seeing hive beetles in the bottom, but I think they're the ones I see there are dead. Probably the heat did them in, like it's threatening to do me. Haha. All right. Got some nice honey. No brood there. Oh, sorry, girls. Didn't mean to shake you up. Frame 4. Heavy with honey. Okay. Where's the brood? Frame 3. There's a little brood. And some fresh larvae and eggs. So there's a queen here doing her job. No need to look at the other couple of frames. Let me see if I can put this back down without smushing bees. And then we'll just put the rest of it together. Population is not high here, but the bees that are here are working hard, storing away lots for winter. That's probably a better long-term survival prospect anyway. All right, didn't remove any frames from this one, so we're ready to put it back together. Now I would like to get these bees off of the top. I'm not sure why they're kind of gathered in one little cluster right there. All right. All right, there's the Took hive. Next one is Gamgee. Maybe if we look careful, we'll see Samwise. Probably not. All right, we got another little collection of wax to take with us when we go. Going to change the camera angle here. All right, Gamgee. Okay, we've got insulation here. No scurry of hive beetles. See some activity on the frames. Signs of a little more collapsed comb. We've got 6 frames here. Get rid of some propolis there. Nothing happening on that one yet. This one might very well be cross-combed a little bit. No, it seems not to be. So we did have some collapse from this frame. And I'm just going to, oh, we may have a queen cell there. Nope, I don't think that's what it was. This little area, at first glance, when I saw it from this point of view, looked like a queen cell. When I look from the other side, it's just some weird looking comb. All right, so this frame has honey, and that's about it. These girls have been using a lot of propolis, and it's that more typical dark propolis that I'm used to seeing. All right. So it was 6 and 5, and now we're on 4. Sounds like I've got one who is decided she's done with me and would like me to go away, sting me if she can. That's all right. I think maybe the answers I need are on this next frame, and then I can leave her alone. Maybe. No, I thought I might see, I saw dark comb on the bottom. I thought I might see brood. Top is definitely honey. The bottom is nectar. Honey and nectar on the other side. They've got plenty of food. Frame 3, I think, is where we're going to find brood. I hope. These are the first ones to get a little more defensive on me. The others have taken all my work, as taken it largely in stride. Honey and nectar. Honey and nectar. Well, no brood there. We may be queenless. Frame 2. Oh, I hope I see a queen or signs of a queen. I see eggs. Yep, definitely. Okay. That's all we need here. It's a good thing because they are tired of me. They're coming out in significant numbers to tell me so. Oh, yeah. I've never really been paying attention. I've always heard people say when a hive goes on high alert for you, you'll smell like bananas. And I've never really smelled that before, but I caught a whiff of it just now. It's funny, I've never really smelled that before, even when I've been in the midst of bees being much more aggressive than these are right now. Or at least being aggressive in much larger numbers than these are. I don't know, they're getting there. All right, I'm leaving you alone. All right, so that is the Gamgee hive. And I'm gonna want to make a note for my records that while they started out pretty mellow, they do have the potential for more aggression than what I really like. I've got, I don't know, 20, 30 bees trying to get me right now. All right, so we've got 3 more to do. Let's move the camera again. And hopefully if I move over to this other side of the apiary, they're going to decide I'm no longer a threat to them. All right, this is the Boffin hive. Insulation, no masses of hive beetles. This was one of the strongest of these hives, and it's also had a little bit of comb collapse. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Frame 10, just a little bit. They're not doing much with it. It's not well formed. They're probably adjusting to the comb that fell across them. Frame 9. Plenty of honey. Frame 8. Nice big frame of honey. Frame 7, even more honey. All right, looks like we had a little bit of cross combing here, but I think I can pull this out okay. This is 6. More honey. Now they're starting to come out in the same reaction as the last one. There we go, there's brood. Such a nice heavy sheet of it that I don't need to go any further. We're just going to put these back. If we needed to borrow some honey to support some of the weaker colonies, this colony is well suited to be a donor. All right, I'm going to try this and see if a few puffs from a cold smoker will move them any. And it does. Okay. All right. All right, Boffin has plenty of food and has a queen doing her job, so we're done with them. Whoop, that probably didn't make them happy. And this one is Underhill. If I had a hive ready, I could probably split these from the looks of it. So I remember that these combs on this end were placed on that end because they're doubled up or otherwise malformed, and I wanted to be able to remove them at harvest time. Oh my goodness. So comb collapse is causing this to wrinkle in on itself. I don't think I gain anything by waiting for this other than the chance to clean up a mess from the floor. So I think I'm going to try to brush the bees off of this and take it today. All right, so down to business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. Nothing's really happening on 9 or on 8. 7, they're going as wonky as they can go. They're building out from the side. Now this hive, I think, was not level when much of the frames were built. That probably accounts for much of what we see here. Take a look at this. Lots of honey. I'm not going to take this one away just yet, although maybe I should. Next one also has lots of honey. It's a little more evenly built. Next one is also lots of honey. And brood on that side, although they're backfilling with honey. Some brood, heavily backfilled with honey. Good grief. Maybe it's being backfilled because the queen isn't needing it because she's drawn down because of the heat and the dearth. Okay, there's a nice solid frame of brood and eggs there. I'm going to trust that they're going to regulate the space they need on their own. Not going to try to make more room for them. All right, and we're going to close them up. So Underhill is quite a solid colony. Okay. Last stop is going to be over here at what has been both the biggest and the meanest hive of the bunch. That is the Layens Hive. You know, Bilbo always was kind of a grumpy guy. Not really. Guess he had his moments though. All right. I am not excited to be doing this one without smoke. Although on the other hand, smoke doesn't do much for them. This one needs insulation on the roof. Note to myself when I review the videos. All right, this one has the full 14 frames. They're already festooning on the end, although they're not drawing it out very much. I'm going to remove this one for space to work. 13. Same thing, I gave them that a while ago. They haven't done much. Boy, they're coming out to greet me. $12, not doing much. But 11 looks like solid honey. That's what it is, a nice big frame of honey. 10. Another nice big frame of honey. 9. Another nice big frame of honey. 8. Same. 7. Okay, I see young brood. That's as far as we need to go. All right. So every hive in the apiary seems to be doing all right. All right. So when I get back, I'm going to gather up the wax scraps, and when I get back to the frame that I pulled, I'm going to show you guys a little more detailed view of that frame. Look of that frame, although some of it has broken away from the top bar as a result of transportation. This was, you see how it's curved outward. I thought maybe it was just a really thick comb, but in reality, you see that wrinkle? It has had partial comb collapse, and that's the rest of it looks very ready to do that as well. And that's why I decided to harvest this one right away. So I didn't get it completely free of bees, but I've got it mostly free of bees, and I'll put this lid on it to get it home where I can get rid of the rest of the bees, and then we'll be back to a little crush and strain processing. All right, try to get that all sealed up tight.